Welcome to the NEC big game for this round 5 match in the Winfield Cup between Balmain and St George. And who'll ever forget their clash in August last year before a record-breaking crowd at Leichhardt, with St George the victors by 17 points to 15. And today's match also is from the Tigers' home ground here at Leichhardt Oval. Both sides on 4 points after 4 rounds of the Premiership. Balmain with 2 wins and 2 losses, their most recent loss being to Manly last weekend, 16 to 14. Their lineup for today is Jack, Peter Grounds on the wing in 15, Conlon, Bevan, Humphreys, Bridge, Gale, Pearce, McCabe, Sirinen, Roach, Elias and Brooks. The Saints have had only 1 win this season, and that was only by 1 point in their 16-15 victory over Manly a fortnight ago. Last weekend, they collected 2 free points. Their lineup for today's match: Burgess, Kinsella, O'Connor, Johnston, Morris, Robinson, Linane, Wynn, Noak, Selby, Walsh, Guida and Jarvis is the captain. And naturally, both coaches will be looking for improved form from their respective sides. The referee for today's encounter is Kevin Roberts.
St George from left to right. The breeze coming against them for the first 40 minutes. Scott Gale taken in a very sudden tackle, a good tackle by Robinson. Ball played by Bevan. Jack. And George going up very quickly and hitting hard in the first 3 tackles. It's Grounds. Jumper number 15 in the side for John Davidson. Bridge. Burgess. Mike O'Connor, he couldn't have been caught in a worse possession. Conlon got him precisely at the moment he had both feet off the ground. See it? And crash. He had nothing to hold himself up with. That's Selby in 10. Now here's the captain, Jarvis. He led the led Saints against Manly in the second half. O'Connor is getting some attention. That tackle, as I said, Conlon got him at precisely the right time. Penalty Balmain. Offside against the Saints. There's O'Connor getting the smelling salts treatment.
Predictably, this game started with the intensity of 2 teams that are out of form and both absolutely desperate for a win today.
Gale finding the line. For Balmain to win, he's got to have one of his very best games, Scott Gale. Sirinen. How's he looking to you, O'Connor, Graham?
Well, Ray's bleeding from the nose and the mouth. I watched him when he played the ball. He then tried to make it out to his position in the centre, but he collapsed and fell over. And he's certainly more than groggy at the moment. He's looking for an exit door, I think.
So it's Disneyland at the moment for Mike O'Connor.
There was almost a fall down in play as Graham was speaking on an attempted Balmain clearing quick kick, and in the couple of games we've seen them play this year, that's one of the problem areas they've had. That'd be pretty high on their problem sheet, their kicking game.
McCabe. Oh, Sirinen.
And that was it again, you know. They were looking to find Gary Jack to clear the ball, couldn't find him and came up with a fumble.
Oh, that tackle was a touch high from the number 9. McCabe looked to cuff him high. Nothing said. Graham Wynn. Scrum to go down about 18 metres out from the Balmain line. There's the minor grades. 23s, a big win for the Saints. Reserves, an equally big win for Balmain. Balmain scrum for Gale to come away and give to Bridge. Elias, Pearce. Well, they hit him with everything bar their back teeth, and Pearce was still on his feet. It took the third man to put him down. Siranen. Very much a contest of muscle power, the opening 5 minutes of this match. Elias's kick is not a good one. It could even be dangerous, but Kinchella's come back towards the traffic. Sun coming in, going out as Kinchella plays the ball, and little Chris Guider is tackled over the top by Roach. Gale underneath. Linane. That's Walsh. Pearce low, up the top, Bridge together with Roach, or Brooks it is. Now Linane. Win to the blind, short ball. O'Connor. He might have been in Disneyland, I don't know about now though. He was breezing down that touchline. A graceful runner. Guider, Billy Noak. Three of them putting Noak to ground. 5 gone, watch for the grubber. And Linane goes for the drop goal and gets it. Steve Linane plots a drop goal. Tap will be taken by Grounds. Gale's into the 22 zone. Conlon. Elias. That was a fortuitous piece of football there for Gale. He was about to knock it on, but he must have just recovered before it hit the ground.
St George will have to be very careful here. That's 2 rucks in a row that Kevin Roberts could have pinched them for being inside the 5 metres.
Bridge using the grubber. Kinchella's there. And a line dropout. The NEC replay of Gary Bridge with the grubber.
The coaches have had no problems with the change in rules, have they? The grubber kick now substituting for the bomb, getting exactly the same result, except there's not as much danger for the fullback.
The Graham Wynn drop kick from between the uprights. Graham Hughes, that breeze looks like it's doing tricky things and sweeping up a little bit more strongly now.
Well, Ray, at the start, the breeze appeared to be coming from the top right hand of your screen there down to the bottom left, but then it shifted around for a couple of minutes there behind St George. It's all over the place.
There's been another mistake by Balmain simply because players are running decoys and not prepared to catch the ball that may be coming to them, quite unexpectedly though it may be. You should be ready to catch the ball no matter what part you're playing in the act.
As far as Balmain are concerned, for a side that's had problems with their handling, they're certainly trying to put plenty of things on. I would have thought they would have just taken the ball up 1 and 2 off the ruck early in this match and eased their way into it.
Walsh. Linane. Second man play for Graham Wynn. Forward pass to Kinchella, no question. And he's going to put a scrum down. Couldn't have been sitting in a better position for that particular pass. Let's go to the sideline. Here's Russell Gartner with Graham Hughes.
Russell must be giving you some concern 2 or 3 times. I know that last one was a forward pass, but a few gaps out wide in the Balmain backline.
Yeah, Graham, doesn't seem to be that we're lacking in the numbers. We just don't seem to be putting their bigger men, Wynn and that down to the ground. They're slipping the ball, which is creating a bit of havoc, but something we're just going to have to tighten up on real quick.
It's a pretty grim struggle. 2 sides that really can't find their 1985 form.
Yeah, it is. You know, we desperately need to win. We're going next week. We've got the bye next week, so we desperately need to win to keep in contact with the leaders. St George will get the same.
Gary Jack, Benny Elias,
That's 10 sets of hands to Conlon. Heading for the corner. This is going to be a miracle try. It is. Oh! Heavens above. That's as good a rugby league try as you'll ever see. Certainly the best one I've seen this year. This is the NEC replay of Balmain throwing it around like a hot potato. Wayne Pearce and Paul McCabe, they played major roles. Gary Jack came in at precisely the right time. Little Benny Elias played his part. Conlon ran like a man much younger than he is. And then it went on to another set of hands in grounds, and Bevan scores the try. Oh, what a try it was.
There was a lot of rugby league in this that looked, for all intents and purposes, as if St George could have stopped it on any one of a number of occasions, but that wasn't to be, as Balmain played hot potato football and kept it alive. McCabe handled a couple of times in the movement. He fired the ball onto Humphries, who came back in field. He picked up Jack. It looked as if Jack could have been stopped there, then back onto Elias. He backed off the defence and gave it to Conlon, and Conlon found a small split in the St George defensive line, back on through grounds, onto the number 4, and he slammed it down for the 4-pointer.
Don't know about you people, but I think I counted a dozen sets of hands. I had it at 10 when Conlon caught it, but I was trying to count and broadcast at the same time. Here's Conlon from the touchline. Any takers? You better get off. It's over for 2 points for Rossi Conlon. 6 points to 1 in favour of the Tigers. Good try down the chute for Balmain moments earlier on. And here's Roberts now calling us back to reality with a scrum. Barry Haddock sitting alongside Michael Beattie. Gale.
That scrum was just set outside the Balmain quarter, but it wouldn't surprise me at all with some of the scrums set inside the Balmain quarter if St George adopt to use Steve Morris as their halfback. He'd be very dangerous from those set play positions.
This is Bevan. Roach. Bridge. Had a heap of time. There's not a great deal of marker chase. The only man that went up on that kick was Walsh, and he's a big lump of a fellow. He can't get out there quickly like a marker chase down.
What you need is you need your halfback to go in those positions and scurry out of there very quickly, not a prop forward in that second marker.
Jarvis trying to muscle his way up the ground, met by Roach. That's Selby, and he knows he's being tackled. Sirenen stood back and let go with everything he had, and Roach has been called out now. He's indicating that Roach let go with a stiff arm, did he not? That was the replay of it.
Kevin Roberts and Steve Roach have had their fallings out before, and Steve certainly wasn't happy with that decision going against him.
So the tap will be taken 25 metres out from the St George line. Noak.
Chance there to pop that one up. Burgess had run into a hole well.
Walsh. Balmain, Robinson, O'Connor. Jarvis. Brooks. One of the biggest hitters in the game is David Brooks. That kick is going straight to the full-back. Spectacular piece of play. Full-back on full-back. Ground. Gale. Brooks. Sirenen.
That's Guida tackling Paul Sirenen. That is definitely the long and the short of it. Out the back door from Roach. Gale was looking to get rid of it. Wrapped up by Selby. Elias. Oh, Gale putting it down. The advantage rule applies. St George come up with it. This is Robinson sneaking out of dummy half. Six more as the marker strikes for it. Selby tackled on the 32. Right, Morris has gone from dummy half. You've got to be always aware and alert to the fact that Morris will fall into there. Noke, 20 metres out. Jarvis, 10 metres out. Getting closer. Line side for Big Win. Can he pass? It went through the legs of Guida, back through Selby to Linane. Robinson, free space, try. Right under the black and gold dot. A try that probably should have been snuffed out when Graham Wynn had the ball. He was allowed to stand like he was totally in command of everything. There's the NEC replay. And it went to ground, it was picked up, and there was ample time for Balmain to snuff this try out. That they did not, and have paid the dearest penalty.
Good play by St George to keep the ball alive, but bad defence by Balmain. Firstly on Graham Wynn. Balmain needed a player over the top to try and chop the ball off, and Scott Gale came in a bit slow there to miss Robinson, and he put it down under the uprights.
Try scorer Steve Robinson, formerly with the Penrith club. Is Mike O'Connor from right in front. This will put St George in front again by a point. O'Connor with no mistakes, not even likely. Saints 7, the Tigers 6. Jack. Missed tackles 11 Balmain, 2 St George. I was about to say I took my eyes off the game to look at those stats, and they're very important statistics. Balmain 11 missed tackles, Saints 2. Handling errors, Balmain 5, Saints 2. So it's out to Gale, and now short ball for McCabe, and intercepted by Robinson. He's looking to make it 2. He's got Morris with him. Here comes Gale. Oh, Robinson, have a look, son. Have a look. He's absolutely and totally butchered a try. Morris still might score. O'Connor. Well,
he should have just given it to Morris straight away. Morris had the speed to go on with it. Robinson never did, because he had a great chase coming from Scott Gale.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Robinson was going like an old 2-miler, and he had one of the fastest men in the game running alongside him. Here he is making the intercept. He's into what they call free space, and the man on his right was Morris. He ran away from him. And Gale, of course, he's just so fast. Oh, dear, I wonder.
Roy Masters must have felt like jumping the fence.
I was just going to say, I wonder what Roy's saying under his breath. There's O'Connor now from 10 metres out there. They're almost certainly going to get a bonus 2. Well, there it is. They picked up the supplementary, but they missed out on the jackpot. 9-6 the Dragons. Kickoff going down to Graham Wynn. Ankles it across to Burgess. Knock on by Guida. Roberts rushes in and says to Roach, get out of it. That was unnecessary.
The last time St George scored from the kick-off, they got themselves into trouble with a line dropout. This time, Balmain kick off again after the goal, and of course it's been knocked on in the first tackle. You can't win football games like that.
Bridge, Conlon, out for Bevan.
Away now for Stephen Humphries. Great tackle by Ken Chella. He was on his Pat Malone. He had to do it on his own. Conlon.
Oh, Conlon's playing well today also. He's playing with a lot more purpose than what we've seen from him in recent weeks.
Bevan. Gale. Elias. Oh, what's that big forward doing out there in the road? Morris has tackled. Benny Elias was trying to get a magic ball around the corner onto the chest of his flank man, and he couldn't see his flanker because there was a forward standing there. Brian Johnston. Ball goes to ground in a scrum. Well, there's been a couple of disappointing passages of play here.
Balmain are playing forwards out wide in the back line. It was Paul McCabe sitting out wide that popped up the intercept pass for Robinson that almost resulted in a try, and another Balmain forward out wide then that caused the drop ball.
Bridge. Humphries. That's where we start the tackle count now, of course, with Ornane striking for it. This is Brooks playing front row. Roach. Seldom takes it up on the first. You'll more than likely find him on the second, though. Elias. Across to Pearce, and now to Jack, and now to Humphries. He's going fast. Graham wins after him. So's Burgess. Throws the ball and hopes. It came off a St George player, I do believe. I think it came off a Saints player. See it again. They outnumbered St George with some smart, snappy passing. Big Win came after him. He missed him. Oh, no, he didn't. In fact, it was Win more than Burgess who made the tackle. Balmain scrum feed. So it did come off a Saint. 9-6 St George leading. Balmain win it. He wants it back. He said it went straight through. Bridge. Oh, bad ball from Gale. Bridge did well, and now he's got up and still able to go. No marker. Bridge. Oh, there's a chance here. Is there what? Bevan scores his second try. Wow. The photographers go in for another classic picture of this game between the Saints and the Tigers, but there have been some dreadful mistakes in defence. Watch Gary Bridge. He's able to run as though he's not to be touched, and then Bevan was put into a hole by Ross Conlon with a nice short pass. And now Ross Conlon, about 10 metres off centre. And he's pushed it out too far. He allowed too much for the wind. So the score now, Balmain leading by a point, 10-9.
With the parents of Luke Michael Christensen go to the police room, which is located in the back of the main grandstand.
Very patient St George halfback is at the moment on the sidelines with Graham. Perry Haddock, of course.
Thanks, Ray. Perry, I think you have to admit mistakes, St George mistakes led up to that try.
Yeah, it only takes one mistake playing this standard of football, and opposition really capitalises on it, and as Balmain showed them when they scored.
Perry, early in the game we saw St George try and pot a couple of field goals. I've never seen a side go for so many. Was that a purposeful tactic from Roy?
Yeah, Roy doesn't really train for us to kick field goals. He just sort of leaves it up to the individual, and he just sort of says if the situation arises, have a shot, you know. No real planned move, but if the situation's there, have a go. Might
turn out important, that eye injury, the bone injury in the face. When did you back?
Well, I hope he'll be back next week. I thought I'll be playing this week, but the specialist ruled me out again. It's too close to the eye it's a little bit dangerous to play. If I get a hit, I could lose sight of my right eye, which is not really worth it. So let's have another X-ray on Tuesday, and I should be right for Illawarra next week.
Okay, thanks, Barry.
Perry Haddock, one of Roy Masters, as he affectionately calls them, garden gnomes. Scrum win for the Saints against the feed. This is Robinson. Guider. Another one of the little men. Noak. 6-2 the scrums to Balmain, 3-2 penalties to Saints. Walsh. Pearce simply made a legitimate low tackle. This is Sirenen. He's had the ball taken from him, and it's a penalty to Balmain. So Balmain naturally kicking for goal. There's a high shot of Leichhardt Oval, and there's Ross Conlon down on around about the 40-metre line, about 20 metres or 18 metres in from touch. Marvellous kicker of the football. Of course, this club has been blessed with some great kickers. Obviously, the all-time great Tiger kicker was Golden Boots secretary manager these days, Keith Barnes. But I think this bloke would match strides with him every time they went round. Conlon, 40-metre kick, left the boot nicely, flags in the air. He does it well, doesn't he? 12 points to 9 in favour of Balmain. As it goes out to Bridge. Oh dear.
Some of the service that Scott Gale's giving to Bridge is terrible. No wonder the Balmain backline hasn't been firing in recent weeks, if that's the sort of passing that's taking place in close to the ruck.
You'd almost think Scott Gale doesn't like him. Just let him have 2 St Vincent's passes, and goodness gracious, you could have done almost anything to Bridge. Here's Bevan, Humphreys, Johnston chases. Very fast, Brian Johnston. Gale, they've only got to spread the ball, the Tigers. That's all they've got to do. Linane knew that, so he went up and blocked them. Elias keeps it alive, so does Bridge. Now it's Grounds, and he's tackled about 17 metres out from the St George line. Quickly to the right, they've got to go. And this man is Sirenen. Oh. Jarvis went very, very high on him. Nothing said, and it's Linane who takes the grubber kick. Scott Gale getting the kick in, but Linane was fielding at first slip and took it beautifully. Guider. Jarvis. Selby. Brooks getting right on top of Selby with that tackle. And the ankles are gone from under Graham Wynn. And it's a penalty to Balmain. The ruling is that the ball must be played immediately. You must get to your feet and play the ball immediately. Now he's calling over Jarvis. I would think, I'm not sure whether to talk to him about a high tackle. Yes, it is. Let's see this. Now Wynn is tackled, see? It's a legitimate tackle. The ball has touched the ground, so has the arm carrying the ball, and he's thrown it over the touchline. The rule simply says that you will get to your feet and play the ball immediately. And that's what he penalised him for.
Taking a huge risk anyhow, trying to pass the ball 5 metres out from his own line.
2 out of 3 for Ross Conlon. He called Jarvis over whilst we showed you the replay, and he chatted him about that high tackle I called earlier, and I made the point, nothing said. I have to take that back now because Jarvis has been cautioned. Now Conlon, 5 metres in, on the 22. Leaves the boot and going to go wide again. So he's pushing them out a little bit too far. And Kinchela has grasped in goal. No change to the score. 12-9 Balmain, 2 minutes to go. So Balmain are going to have the time to use their 6 tackles. Can they score in front of the break? Grounds tackled 25 metres out, the ball lost. Guida.
There are 3 different style balls in operation here this afternoon. There's an old one, and there's a striped night-tide football, and there's this new one, and the new one's the one the players are having most problems with in handling.
I wouldn't think somebody would get it out of there. Win. Knocked down by Ben Elias, then lost by Ben Elias, and now it's 6 more tackles for the Saints. After all, the game is about entertainment for the fans, and if they can't handle that football, then give them another one of the older type that they're using for most of the game. This is Walsh. Linane. That kick is nicely placed from Steve Linane. Jack's going back casually, and Linane makes the tackle, and the Balmain player's foot went over the line. So it'll be a St George feed to a scrum 5 metres out with 15 seconds of time to go. Well, that's a good piece of play by Linane, but not too many marks, of course, for the Balmain players who went back to recover. The half-time siren is about to sound, and this delay putting the scrum down, he might get it down. There's the siren. Linane to feed. You can bet your bottom dollar that Robinson, the 5'8", will have something worked out, probably with Steve Morris in his mind. Saints win the scrum. There's Robinson, cuts out Morris, finds Johnston. There's going to be a try, is there? No! Oh, Brian Johnston was ever so close, and it looked to me like it was simply a case of passing the football. 12-9 is the half-time score, with Balmain on top. Burgess brings it back. We spoke earlier about the kicking of Ross Conlon, and I suggested to Graham an interview that might be appropriate with current Secretary-Manager Golden Boots and the very modest Mr. Keith Barnes. He's down there now.
Keith, you know Leichhardt Oval as well as anyone, and you've seen them all come and go. Ross Conlon, how good is he?
I think he's as good as any kicker I've seen, Graham. The big factor, of course, is that he's got such a good range. He can kick them from 60 yards without any trouble. And, of course, when you've got a kicker like him in your side, it's got to place a lot of pressure on the defence of the opposition, particularly to ensure that they maintain that 5 yards. On top of that, of course, he's as accurate as anyone, so he's a great asset to the side.
But to go back to your time, around the corner, it was virtually unheard of, especially in Australia.
Yes, it certainly was. I suppose Johnny Gray was the first one to introduce it, and of course then you've got blokes like Ross Conlon and Michael O'Connor to perfect it. Yeah.
How do you see this tough second half?
It's going to be a tough second half, but I feel that we're on top in the forwards at the moment, and I think that's where we'll be probably trying to play it mainly. We'll be trying to eliminate our errors, and if we do that successfully, I think we can get away with the game.
All right, thanks, Keith.
Thank you.
Good snappy passing there by Balmain, and good support play. There's the missed tackles at the break. 17 for the Tigers, 8 for the Dragons. And there's a short ball by Conlon again to Gary Jack. He got away from a would-be tackle.
And that's a further example of how easy both sides are finding holes in the defensive lines out wide. St George have made a few breaks out wide, haven't made the most of them. Balmain have.
Well taken by Dennis Kinchela. He was under a lot of pressure. Selby. Big Jarvis. Guida. Walsh. Tackler was Suranen. Wynn. Elias around the bootlaces, and Wynn loses the ball.
A funny formation from this Balmain scrum. Bevan's gone to 5'8" and Bridges at outside centre.
Gale to Jack. Now it's with Humphreys. Back into the middle for Pearce. Pearce is looking for help. Wynn makes the tackle. 8 on 8. Elias. Roach. Went for almost the impossible ball. Played by Bevan. Elias. Gale on the run around. Now to Conlon. Conlon. Back it goes. Put down by McCabe.
Good piece of football by the Tigers. Here's Conlon having easily the best game. Oh, here's Big Roach. A couple of metres from the line. Benny Elias across to Bevan.
Oh. Just one more pass then and Gary Bridge was home for the money.
They still might be home for the money. Suranen. Suranen. Gale. Conlon. Bridge. Here it is. It'll pick it up on the second bounce. Humphreys steps off his right. Into the middle for McCabe. McCabe away from one and held about 10 metres out from the line. 12-9, the Tigers leading. Conlon. Conlon. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, yes. Ross Conlon, I was in the process of saying having easily the best game I've seen from him since he joined Balmain. There's the NEC replay of him picking up a try.
Good play here by Conley. Skirted from dummy half across field, but Selby hesitated. He fell for the little dummy in the inside. Conlon had faked. He went on his own and planted the ball down.
Conlon from 2 metres in. Leaves the boot sweetly. He's got it. Conlon again. 18 points to 9 now. The Tigers leading. Ten points out of the 18 has been laid on by Ross Conlon, or scored by him. He's probably laid on 18 out of 18. Bridge. Suranen. Suranen. Selby hanging on desperately. Gale. Burgess. Beating Pearce through Suranen and Bevan. Kinchel. Beautiful tackle by Pearce. Elias. Penalty to Balmain. The crowd probably thinking that referee Roberts pinched Graham Wynn for striking prematurely, but he didn't. In fact, he pinched St George for having the audacity not to be marking directly in front of the man playing the ball. 34 metres out. The breeze is almost blowing itself out at the moment. They've got some magnificent controls over the weather patterns here at Leichhardt, these Tigers. Barnes waves the magic wand and says, breeze, go away for a moment. Conlon hits it. He's missed it. So Conlon misses that penalty attempt, and the score still at 18-9. Gary Jack. Pearce. Elias. Bevan. Roach. Conlon again. Serenan can't take it. Brian Johnston pursued by Scott Gale. They're both very fast, but that's how fast Gale really is. Well, Brian Johnston is one of the fastest players in the game, and Gale had him in 20 yards. Here's Billy Noak. Kinchella's on his outside. He's got the ball back in field. It looked forward. It looked forward, but Burgess goes on to score for St George. Glenn Burgess scores the try. Billy Noak it was. He looked to see that Dennis Kinchella was on his outside. He let it go infield to Burgess. There's the NEC replay of Burgess going in for another St George try.
Balmain were very slack in defence to recover in the previous play of the ball, and that reared its ugly head again in this one. Balmain held off. The ball got popped up to Billy Noak. He tried to position Kinchella, couldn't find him, stepped back infield, but he found the ever-present fullback Glenn Burgess backing up on that side, and he crossed for a very important St George try.
The kick was successful, and the score now 18 points to 15. Change for Balmain, Graham Hughes.
Paul Clark is on in 26 for Balmain Ray. He's replaced Paul McCabe, who I believe was asked for an improved effort in the second half at half-time by coach Frank Stanton. Clark will go to the front row with David Brooks dropping back now to his more accustomed second row position.
Guida. Lanane. Wynn. Looking back at Glenn Burgess, not on camera at the moment, but he's working on that left shoulder. He damaged it when he scored the try. In a bit of pain, Burgess. There's Bill Kane getting some instructions from coach Stanton. Gale. Jack. Clark. Serenan. Brooks is up on his feet. They've put some bandaging around that scalp wound. Roach, short ball for Bevan, out to Jack. Jack taken by Kinchella and Lanane. Gale. There goes the grubber kick from Gale, but it's going over the dead ball line. So back to the 22 for the restart. Steve Funnell goes on in 23. And Graham Wynn is the man replaced. Guida. Lanane. Jarvis. Kinchella. Robinson did well. Ball out the back for Funnell. There's a chance out wide if they want to spread the ball. Funnell decides to run himself, taking play just into Balmain's area.
Balmain aren't playing with the urgency one would expect from them. The score's now 18-15, but going back 10 minutes, Balmain have been a little bit slack. They almost have gone to sleep. They thought they had this game won, but no one's told St George.
5 tackles gone for Robinson to play it. Funnell. That kick is going to find touch about 5 metres out from the line. Funnell in 23 jumper. Here's David Brooks, his face a sea of blood. Saints sending out number 14, Graham.
Kevin Duckett for St George. Glenn Burgess has been calling out to the sideline. He has badly injured a shoulder, I believe, and he's coming straight off now. He's coming towards the sideline and calling out to Duckett himself.
Roach, Conlon. Gale. Kinchilla. Jarvis. Lost by Morris backwards. Lost by Funnell backwards. And Linane has the ball. Burgess is off. That boy in the 14 is Duckett. Played by Noak. Linane. That's a funny kick. It seems to be miles too deep, although it stood on its point, and Jack has been tackled in goal, so it's a line dropout. It was far from a stupid kick, as it turned out. It's Gary Jack with his eyes never leaving the ball, and Morris coming through very quickly, ensuring a line dropout. Saints trailing by 3. A monster of a drop kick from Gary Jack. 60 metres as Duckett is tackled. Ryan Johnston. Linane. Walsh. He's up to the Balmain 32 line. Robinson. That's Selby back and away for Jarvis. On for Kinchilla. In and around Roach. Held there by the blonde-headed fullback, Gary Jack.
And Balmain are continuing to fall off tackles. They keep this up and they're going to be in big trouble.
Linane inside for Funnell. Funnell, he's looking at the line. It's a try. It's a try. He was tackled, but he was released from the tackle and got up and went again to score the try. See it again as there is a would-be tackle on Steve Funnell. The ball goes in from Linane to the big replacement for Graham Wynn. He was never at any stage held.
Balmain continue to dig their own grave with shabby defence. This was a soft try. Funnell ran inside of Brooks, who failed to make any effort to get to him. He wasn't held, merely got to his feet and fell over for the 4 points.
Mike O'Connor with the attempted conversion from just 10 metres out. About 5 or 6 metres off centre. So the Saints have hit the lead and go further in front, leading now by 21 points to 18. "27 missed tackles in the game for Balmain, double the amount that our statistician has down for the Saints. Here's Steve Morris, thrown around out there like a rag doll. Guider getting it away for Captain Jarvis. Billy Noak up the middle. Can he keep going to the halfway?
Balmain now are in complete disarray.
Mike O'Connor, grubber kicks ahead. He's only got to keep it on the boot and he'll score. He's running out of time. He's got it though. He's got it all right. Mike O'Connor. How many tries have we seen like that from this former Wallaby? So here was the first occasion that he kicked. On the NEC replay, he just slowed it down a bit. Gary Jack still wasn't in the picture. Now he is, but it's all too late. And Mike O'Connor picks up another 4 points for St George.
You could sense this coming 10 minutes ago. Balmain were just completely slack in defence. No effort to get back and recover quickly after there was a breakdown in their defensive line. O'Connor simply socked the ball ahead and landed on it.
4 tries to 3 now for the Saints. As the kick off the boot looked okay off the boot. It's a goal. Beautiful kick by Mike O'Connor. Saints 27, Balmain 18. Billy Kane's gone on, Graham, has he?
Yes, he's taken the place of Paul Surin, who's coming off holding his, favouring his right shoulder. I thought David Brooks might have been the one to come, but somebody's got to go out there and start putting these St George guys down. This game looks really gone.
Graham, you'd have a good view of it from where you are. Some of the Balmain forwards could almost hang their head in shame.
Well, they certainly can, Bill, but I really did think that that first half was giving the Tigers a little bit of a false sense of security. I thought their first try, even though it was a great piece of football, came somewhat against the run of the play. They had the better of the first half late in the, say, last 10 or 15 minutes. But St George put a lot into the first half. I liked their enthusiasm, and I really meant it when I thought if they could cut down their mistakes, they could certainly come home.
That kick by Lanane will find touch. Down on the 22 line. Balmain a penalty. Feet across against Chrissy Guida. About 13 minutes of the match remaining. Put down by Kane, swept away by Guida to funnel. Pearce, the chief tackler. Kincella. Selby, good football. Johnston sprinting very fast, taken into touch in a beautiful tackle over there by Gary Jack. Young Selby showed a lot of class there as he was able to stand in the tackle, and then he sent this man Brian Johnston scorching for the corner, but then Gary Jack pulled off a corker of a tackle.
St George now playing with all the confidence in the world, and Balmain in the middle of the rucks and just on the fringe, finding it hard to make a one-on-one effective tackle.
Jack again. Good solid tackle by Selby, stopped him in his tracks. Clark. Roach. Gale, Bevan, Conlon, Jack. Beautifully picked up by Peter Grounds. Wayne Pearce with him, that's Pearce. 2 metres into St George's area, tackle number 5. Gale. That kick is well down the ground, finding touch. 15 metres out from the St George line. Well, you can see that for yourself. You didn't need to have me to tell you that Lenane put the ball in behind the legs of the hooker. This is Duckett. Jarvis. Front on tackle by Kane. Funnel.
Steve Morris has folded back to this open side. He's decided he wants some of the action himself, Steve.
Walsh. So Guider it is who punches that ball over the touchline in front of a Hill crowd that is starting to diminish. Chance here. Oh, more than a chance. Put away the glasses. It's all over bar the shouting, this one. Billy Noakes scores. 31 points to 18. The Dragons coming from behind. The ball was picked up at the scrum base by Lenane. He wasn't put away by Gale. And then two players were beaten hopelessly by Noak before he stepped inside Gary Jack.
You can sum up Balmain's last effort for the last 25 minutes in this movement. Ineffective tackle on Lenane, and then 3 ineffective tackles on Billy Noak.
So here it is again with Lenane. They were playing touch football, Lenane and Gale. Then the other two gentlemen were brushed aside by Noak. You needn't blame Gary Jack. The damage had been done up in front of him. Billy Noak there with a big smile on the face. 5 from 5 for Mike O'Connor, plus a try. And he didn't know where he was after 5 minutes of time. He gets the extras. 6 out of 6 for Michael O'Connor, and 33 points to 18. The Dragons now really serving it up to the Tigers.
Once again, we must ask those children inside the fence to get back over the fence, please, and remain there.
Ball played by Duckett. This is Robinson. One of the things that has crossed my mind in the last few minutes of this match, apart from a couple of magnificent chases in defence to make probably try-saving tackles, has anybody actually seen Scott Gale let rip in attack? The question is Scott Gale saving what petrol he's got for defensive purposes? One of the most brilliant attackers in the game.
Well, I don't think that's the case. I just think that Scott's finding it very hard to get himself involved. He's not reading where he can position himself.
Is that the problem? Gary Jack. Gale has not got a greater admirer than myself, but gee, I wish he'd slip out of there once or twice and let rip.
Well, he's only made 4 tackles in the second half, so if he's saving himself for defence, he's not doing much.
I've got a funny feeling Frank Stanton will be putting the knife through a few of the names here come Tuesday. This is Bridge inside for Humphreys. 24 points have been scored by the Saints, are you telling me?
In about the same number of minutes.
And here they go again. 6 more tackles, says the referee, however, with Conlon to play it for Balmain. And the touch judges come on to make a report that probably will support Steve Morris in what just happened there. Penalty to the Saints. There's the O'Connor kick. Oops, what's happening here? And the ball falling down in front of the uprights. Cleaned up eventually by Balmain for a line dropout. They've been so close, the encounters between St George and Balmain in recent years, particularly here at Leichhardt. I made the comment on Eyewitness News on Friday night that this would be no exception. How wrong one can be. Billy Noak.
Had a fabulous game, Noak, hasn't he, particularly in this second half.
Yeah.
He's stepped off right foot, then off the left foot. The Balmain defence just can't hold him.
The real 1985 Noak, hasn't it been? He's a good player, this kid, the number 9.
What he's done, too, is we're used to seeing him running off Craig Young, but he's done it all on his own today.
Connor's attempted drop goal, unsuccessful. So to the 22 for the place kick restart.
We have a police message. The police have requested that you do not promote the fence. As you can see, the police have taken up positions inside the fence.
Silby's done some good things for St George. He's been strong in defence with a couple of wholehearted tackles in amongst them. Jack standing. Gale puts his foot on the accelerator, then gets it away to Bevan. On it goes to Grounds. Grounds gets a kick off his right foot, wishing to goodness that he could kick with his left. But it's going to come back for the scrum just outside the St George 22. How must Ross Conlon feel? Scored 1, had a big part in 2 others, kicked goals from all over the park. He had them at 18-9, and now he's looking at 33-18 against him. Wednesday night now. That'll be another big one here at Leichhardt. Parramatta Canterbury as the siren brings down the curtain on this match between the Tigers and the Saints. And there's the final pattern. St George 33. Robinson, Burgess, Funnell, O'Connor and Noak scored the tries. O'Connor kicked 6 goals. Linane kicked a drop goal. And for Balmain, Bevan 2 tries, Conlon 1 and Conlon 3 goals.